The storm was raging that night in Eziaha village. Winds roared through narrow streets, rattling doors and shutters as though the heavens themselves wanted to tear the land apart. Inside the mansion of the wealthy merchant, Chief Obiora, a shriek pierced through the storm. It wasn't the cry of a child, it was the scream of a woman in the throes of agony. Moments later, the wail of a newborn filled the air, rising and falling with the thunder. But this birth was unlike any other. The midwife, an old woman with trembling hands, gasped as she lifted the child. The baby's tiny fingers clutched a glowing golden amulet, an amulet no one had placed there. Her voice broke as she whispered, "This child is marked. The treasures you guard will no longer be certain. She will bring fortune and ruin." The elders recoiled in fear, muttering prayers. Chief Obiora's face drained of color. He dismissed everyone and, under the crack of lightning, ordered the amulet locked away in a hidden chamber. He swore no one would ever know of it, not his wife, not his children. But secrets have a way of crawling back into the light. Decades passed. The Obiora household stood tall, its walls painted with wealth, its corridors echoing with pretense. Chaik, the first son, handsome, broad-shouldered, and arrogant, was Obiora's pride. Samto, quiet, thoughtful, always in Chaik's shadow. Adanna, the child of the storm, had blossomed into a stunning young woman, slender, with glowing caramel skin and braided hair that shimmered with beads. Servants adored her beauty, but villagers whispered that one is not ordinary. The village square blazed with lanterns. Drums pounded, flutes sang, and laughter carried into the night. Adanna arrived in a colorful Ankara gown, her braids swinging, her smile drawing every eye. That was when Emeka appeared, tall, muscular, freshly returned from the city in a fitted suit with a gold wristwatch. He was Chaik's closest friend, but his gaze lingered on Adanna too long. "Adanna," he said smoothly, "the city lights are nothing compared to your glow." Chaik stiffened. "Emeka, remember yourself." But Adanna's lips curled into a mischievous smile. Something dangerous sparked that night. After the festival, Adanna slipped into Emeka's car. Villagers watched with wide eyes as the car disappeared into the shadows. By morning, whispers had flooded the market. Women bent over baskets of yams, whispering, "The merchant's daughter. She left with Emeka. Just like her cursed birth, she will shame them all." Children began mocking songs about the storm child. Back at the mansion, Chaik exploded. He confronted Adanna, his voice booming. "Do you have no shame? Do you know what the village says of you?" Tears welled in Adanna's eyes. "You don't understand me, Chaik. You never have." Samto stepped between them, soft-spoken but firm. "Enough. Screaming won't solve anything." Chaik sneered. "Stay out of this, Samto. You've always been weak." The air in the mansion grew colder. During renovations, a servant stumbled into a hidden chamber. Dust choked the air. In the corner sat the amulet, still glowing faintly after all these years. The servant fainted in terror, but not before rushing to spread the tale. By evening, the market boiled with gossip. "A cursed treasure lies in the merchant's house. It brings fortune, but at a terrible price." Chief Obiora's hands shook as he stared at the amulet again. He locked it away, but fear gnawed at him. He knew what the whispers could become. That night, Samto caught him in the chamber. "Father, what are you hiding?" Obiora's eyes burned with desperation. "Never speak of this, Samto. Promise me. Some things are better buried." But Samto couldn't forget the light in that chamber. News of the amulet reached Madame Ifeoma, Obiora's former mistress. Once promised marriage, cast aside for a richer wife, she had never forgiven him. Now older but still striking, with sharp cheekbones and eyes full of vengeance, she smiled bitterly. "So, his cursed treasure has returned. Then let it destroy him." She bribed the police officer, forged papers, and began her plan. That night, Adanna tossed in her bed. In her dream, she sank into a river of gold coins. The amulet hovered above her head, whispering, "One must betray. One must die." She woke trembling, sweat soaking her gown. The whispers would not leave her mind. Adanna thought her secret was safe. But one evening, Somto followed her quietly. He watched her slip into Emeka's lodge. His heart broke in silence. The next morning, Chak roared at her in the dining hall. "So it's true. You've shamed this family." Adanna shouted back, "I owe you nothing." But then Chak spat words he could never take back. "You were never wanted. Father never wanted you, you were born cursed." Adanna froze. The words cut deeper than a blade. Somto's soft voice followed, "He's right. Father has kept something from you. Something that could change everything." That night, Madame Ifeoma arrived at the mansion gates with police escorts. Dressed in lace, head tie glittering, she held up a forged will. "Chief Obiora," she thundered. "Half your estate is mine. You promised me, and I will not be cheated again." Villagers gathered, watching, whispering, relishing the scandal. The Obiora dining table became a battlefield. Chak, fist clenched, accused Adanna of betrayal. Somto whispered truth about the amulet. Obiora slammed his fist, shouting, "This house is mine." Madame Ifeoma laughed coldly. Not for long. Adanna sat silent, broken, her tears staining the tablecloth. That night, Adanna could bear it no longer. She crept into the chamber and lifted the glowing amulet into her hands. Its golden light reflected in her tear-filled eyes. A voice echoed in her mind. "Fortune or ruin. The choice is yours." But she was not alone. In the shadows, unseen, someone was watching her.